We'll go ahead and get started with these guys. Coach, regular season champions, and you're playing in tomorrow night's final. Reaction to tonight's game?
Well, it's a great culmination for our university. It's a great culmination for the hard work and dedication that these guys have put forward, the support from our administration, from the president's office on down. This is a team effort, and I've said it many times, and I'll continue to say it again. Our team's champions. We're in first place, but so is our university, our faculty, students, and staff, our alumni, and the city we love is in first place and a champion again.
Let's go ahead and open to questions for Coach and our student athletes. And again, we have a microphone, not so much for this room, but for the folks listening in online. We're streaming this live, so please state your name and affiliation. Thank you.
Can I say hello to my mom?
Absolutely.
Hello, Mom. I love you.
Anyone else? Hello?
They're
Shout out to my family, Wesley Chapel, Florida, man.
Shout out to the city of New Orleans, man, for being behind us.
Brandon Williams, Southland.org. A question for both players. How important was it to get off to a quick start, especially considering the fact that they had played 2 games in 2 previous nights?
Well, it was important. They played 2 games in 2 nights, and to wear them down, get on quick and wear them down, that was a big key to our plan, and that helped us at the end to where we got a big lead, and we held it up a little bit. They came back at the end, but we held it up, and we got the win. So
For us, it was just great for us to come out with a lot of energy today, and that's what we did. They were a little wore out for the last 2 games, and we just came out with a lot of energy and a lot of voice, and we're just the better team today.
Amos Merrell, NOLA.com. Coach, it's kind of a new experience for you guys. Were you worried about if they would be able to come out quick and jump on top of the other team?
I wasn't. I mean, my hat goes off to saying they've been they played a phenomenal tournament to get to continue to battle. And I knew that our guys would be up to play them. There's a team that we battle with every time. This was a big win for us. It was the only team in league that we had not beat this year. The guys knew that. It was a big motivational point for us. But we had a great week of preparation. My staff did a phenomenal job in the scouting report and in the prep of getting these guys ready. The one thing, as crazy as it sounds, the one thing I was not worried about, the least thing I was worried about was them being tight and not coming out loose and not being ready to come out firing. That was the one thing, the least of my worries. I was worried about maybe I would call the wrong play, maybe we maybe over covered a ball screen coverage or something. But they were ready to play. And you do this long enough. 20 years I've been doing this. You know when they're ready, and they're ready.
As we get to our next question, just a point, thanks to Richie. That is the first time New Orleans, as a Southland member, has beaten Sam Houston State.
Gary Smith with the New Orleans Advocate. Coach, I think you scored 20 points off of their 11 turnovers in the first half. Obviously, their legs were a factor, but how much of that was a plan to just attack them and take advantage of that as much as you could right away?
It was huge for us to be able to be opportunistic defensively and to be able to play. We talk a lot about defensive accuracy in our defensive positioning, and I thought today they were pretty accurate. And the times we weren't accurate, we had a phenomenal voice, a phenomenal attitude to kind of make up for our mistakes. And that was really an amazing part about this group of they had a great will to win, and they weren't going to be taken away out of what we wanted to do. And I think by being there, we were able to force some turnovers and get out on the break and get some easy baskets. I mean, that's a good team. That is a very, very good basketball team, one that beat us at home, and we don't lose at home often. And we were lucky to advance against them, and Jason does a tremendous job.
And Michael Zeno gave you a huge lift in the first half. He hadn't had his last 3 games. He hadn't done a whole lot, and he had that huge dunk. He defensively had a couple of steals.
But I tell you, and I don't mean to cut you off, but Michael's amazing. I mean, and Michael has one of the most infectious attitudes I've ever coached. And he's relentlessly positive. He's always fired up. He's always moving the right direction. The guys call him hype because he's just always getting guys going. And tonight was a great indication of him. Tonight was his heart. What you saw in the first half was Michael's heart, and it was really true and honest of that's him. And the dunk he had, I mean, that was SC top 10.
Obviously, in the second half, they come out, they start hitting shots a little bit better percentage than they did in the first half. But you guys were able to buckle down after that timeout. I believe it was a 7-0 run y'all went on. Just what were y'all able to do to kind of keep them from, closing the gap too much early on in the second half?
Well, in the second half, they came out and made some tough shots, some very, very tough shots. And the part that I was most pleased about our team, and I thought that this validates their championship team, was they didn't get flustered. They made a crazy shot. We got a tough call that didn't go our way, and we never went crazy. We didn't lose our focus, and they just stayed the course and knew that the next play was coming. And that's what kept us in this thing, and didn't ever let them get too close. They got some great shooters, and they kept shooting, and they were shooting free and loose because they were having to come from behind, and so they had the ability to be loose and free shooting those things. The couple nights before, it was a different story, and so in the end, I thought our guys closed possessions out, getting big rebounds and not giving them second, third chances. They got a couple more offensive rebounds than we would have liked, but over the course of the game, I was very pleased with our being able to close out defensive possessions.
And guys, obviously, down towards the end when they're trying to come back, they start fouling. Just how important was it for you guys to knock down those free throws, and how relieving was it to see that your teammates were hitting the free throws when they were getting sent to the line?
It was crucial for us. For each and every one of our players, it was just a matter of us being toughness and being able to lock in the last 2 minutes, which was important for us. And, that's what we did. We all stepped up to the line, and we were just able to finish the game out.
Coach, how important. The one time they really did cut it close, they got it to 6, and I think it looked like they fouled McCurr on purpose to send him to the line. You don't see that often in college, that much away from the ball. How important, and he missed the first one, but how big was that? He hit the second one that gave you the
It was great, and that there was nobody on our bench. I mean, if you watched our bench, nobody on the bench freaked out. Nobody ran a sub to the table for him. McCurr Poe is one of the toughest kids and toughest competitors. Okay, I mean, grown man that I've ever coached. And if there's anybody that's going to go to the line and want to win, it's that dude. And he is tough as nails. And there was no way he wasn't going to come out with one of those at least. And I was surprised, to be honest with you, that he didn't come away with 2. And he was insulted. He was insulted that they fouled him. And he went up there to make a statement. And I was awful proud of him.
Christavious, talk about the fact that you guys only committed 10 turnovers. How important was it to have that kind of ball handling against a team that can be as aggressive as Sam Houston defensively?
It was really important. The 2 losses we took against Northwestern State and Southeastern, we had some crucial turnovers at the end of the game, and we got focused in practice after those 2 games. And Coach got on us hard. He got us prepared for all presses, no matter who it was, and I think we executed real good tonight compared to those 2 games, and that got us over the top at the end.
Any final questions before we let these guys go? Great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.